All right, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. Today's going to be the last day to get in at $15 a month, so it's going to go up to what I think is a market rate of $40 a month. You guys who've been with me for a while can comment and attest to it. The service speaks for itself, and that is the market rate really for this type of work. So it's about time it started, really started charging for it. So yeah, last day to get in, lock in the $15 a month price, and that would be your lifetime price there. So get in while you can. There's also new premium features coming soon as well. So thanks everybody being patient. I know we've all been talking about different various things that will be added to the website, but I got to think of it from a point of view of we're integrating things that will be years down the line. I'm trying to think of things the way the business will be in a couple of years as opposed to right now. So but yes, there is stuff in the works, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, here into the markets. So spiders here, another kind of consolidation day. So down 64 basis points. Triple Q's a little bit better here, down 30. But overall, just kind of a choppy kind of consolidation. We did dip a little bit here into the close. We had that little rollover here, and you can actually see on the Qs that level that we looked at. Let's just take a look at the daily. So that's the level we talked about previously. We hit it yesterday, kind of backed off, hit it again today and backed off again. We still started just kind of having a little bit of a bullish kind of pullback pattern here. So 1, 2, 3 up, and now kind of like sideways consolidation. Same thing with the spiders here. So up move, inside bar here, right below that 100 moving average, but no real problems at the moment. Still think there's a little bit more time, a little bit more room for a possible move here. We talked about this trend line here on the triple Qs. I'd love to get a hit of that trend line there to really kind of max out the upside here for the equity markets. You see the spiders here, maybe one more higher high here to stop out some bears and to kind of get some FOMO here going, which I think can definitely happen. And we're still in that kind of light volume period. We still have a little bit of time on the clock here. Not much, it's starting to run out, but for the moment it's still holding up. Nothing's really changed. We said we had the Pelosi news today again. Obviously talked about that yesterday. I tweeted this out. I was like, this is kind of it's noise to the market right now. A lot of you actually agreed with me, and which is I'm glad to hear, because from my Twitter feed was just full of tanks rolling down the street, and they had the Zero Hedge had the live stream of the freaking airport in Taiwan. I mean, it was just such a circus. But when you have light volume like this, and you're in this type of period here where the market's just in melt up mode, you can shake off that news. And again, 2 days in a row, we had the gap down yesterday. The market just said nope, we're just going right back up. We backed off towards the end of the day, and then the same thing today. We gapped down a little bit. Everybody was freaking out, and then we just rallied right back up. And again, a little bit of a fade into the close today. But overall, as you see the daily chart here, you're still inside bar right there on the spiders, and you're still inside bar on the triple Q. So no real problems at the moment. Another thing too is take a look at some of these growth names, like ARC today. Was up nicely, an outside day there. Some of the ones that I follow here, Carvana, which we traded a bunch of times, this was up 13% here. Huge move on Carvana. Take a look at Upstart, up 6.5% there, or just under 6.5%. Even Roku up almost 6% after a big move yesterday. Affirm, up a couple of points. So some of these growth plays here. Take a look at Tesla. Tesla actually managed to scratch out a gain. I bring these up because, and even the Russell 2000, we'll take a look at the item, that actually finished flat after that last little push in the last 10 minutes, but this was green most of the day. My point is, you're still seeing kind of these risk-on names get a bid here. So, even despite this bad news, you're still seeing some risk kind of enter the market, at least in the near term. And, that will change shortly, but for right now, I think the market does potentially have one more little pop left in it. And then we'll start to reevaluate things. But for right now, market is holding up okay. The only issue I really had with kind of the market today, especially, I guess in regards to Pelosi's news, is the bond market, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can see the TNX had a pretty nice reversal there. But, one of the things I was saying is, you know, if the market cares so much, or if there's such a big deal going on, then, you know, you'd think that gold would be soaring higher, and you'd also think that crude would be soaring higher, and neither of those things happened. So, you know, the market knows before anybody does. So we would see things change. Now, if at any moment, you know, crude starts to really just absolutely surge and it's up all of a sudden, that could be a problem. That would be kind of your problematic. But I mean, I seriously doubt that Nancy Pelosi would have gone over to Taiwan if she thought she was going to be assassinated. I just don't think that that's really realistic to even think that. So, anyways, getting in here, all we care about is the charts and the market's reaction. Hence why I'm asking these questions here about crude. But as far as the charts are concerned, nothing's really changed here. So we're looking at maybe 420 or so for the spiders. And then obviously this downsloping trend line here on the triple Qs, that's kind of your main resistance area. And then of course this one right here in the short term. But this is the big level that I'm really watching there on the Qs. So just above 320, somewhere in that range. Let's take a look at the semis here. Semis down 21 basis points. Again, nothing really, you know, major going on, just kind of another consolidation day. Let's take a look at AMD. They report after the close. So it looks like that is bidding around. Let me just take a look here. So we're getting a little bit of a movement here on AMD. Looks like their earnings are out. So the stock is heading lower a little bit here after that kind of trend line break. We'll take a look in that. Take a look at that a little bit later here towards the end of the video. But semiconductors did get a nice bid today, inside day here, still above the 100 moving average. Obviously AMD can affect that tomorrow. But again, we'll take a look at that after the dust settles a little bit here at the end of the video. IGV also having a decent day, actually managed to scratch out a gain. So again, you know, up move, and now it's kind of just hitting up sideways here. So I'd like to see it get into this zone here, 300 to 305. After that, I don't think there's much more upside left there. But IGV right now, no problems. XBI as well. Was able to reverse that kind of move yesterday, that little kind of, you know, kind of weak breakdown kind of look that we had yesterday. But, you know, XBI is holding up. The one with the weak sectors that we follow here, Dow Transports, that did get hit pretty hard. I definitely do not like that. So didn't quite get up to that pivot there yesterday, and then a pretty sizable outside move down almost 2.5% there on the transports, with a little bit of an uptick in volume too. So this was definitely a weaker sector here, and we definitely need to respect that right now. So doesn't look like it's going to get anywhere. I don't think it's going to get to that 15,000 handle anymore. I wasn't even sure it was, but that would be kind of your max area. But that is a pretty good reversal there for the transports. We'll see if it can hold 14.1 here in the near term, and then after that, you know, you got this pivot up here, your breakout area around 14 even. So those areas need to hold here, or the transports are in some trouble. All right, so yields here. So a nice outside move, a really nice outside move for the 10-year, and this would be kind of the only sort of kind of concern here. So gold didn't do much, and oil didn't do anything, but yields really moved today. So they did get, you know, a little oversold here short term, and you did trigger that head and shoulder pattern, but that is a pretty good outside move here. I did not expect that to happen, but you know, you got to call a spade, and that is, you know, what you're getting here. Now if this closes above the, you know, above this trend line, it's got to be by Friday. So, or specifically on Friday. It could close up there tomorrow, but if it closes below it on Friday, it's still valid. But if we get a Friday close above this trend line, that would invalidate that head and shoulders, and I think yields could probably get another pop in them. I would not rule that out. There's the 30-year, so not nearly as much of a move as the 10-year, but still a decent reversal. We captured that 100 moving average, so we'll definitely be paying close attention to what yields are doing here. But in any case, any way you slice it or dice it, nice reversal there. And then HYG backing off a little bit, not nearly as bad of a move. Or, you know, wasn't even really an outside candle, actually, just an inside candle there. So HYG is holding up a little bit in the near term, but if yields really start to spike, that will probably be problematic for this and for everything, obviously. All right, so home builders here, you know, an outside day down, XHB down 3%, not a good look here. Still room for it to put in a higher low there. You know, it could come into that 100 moving average. You got the 20 up sloping, and if the market does get a bid here, obviously, just like everything else, it's gonna, you know, probably lift the home builders as well. We can take a look at ITB, but you're still coming into this, you know, you're still into a lot of resistance up here. Same thing on the XHB, so around that 66 handle. pretty good resistance for the ITB, you know, right in that 63 area. But again, an outside day down doesn't mean you can't have a little bit of a higher low, and especially if the market, you know, does have another move up, it's going to, rising tide will lift all boats. So just be aware of that. And then VNQ also rolling over a little bit, but still inside of this green bar here. I told you guys max move was, you know, probably 99 or 100. The top might actually be in on this one. So, you know, I had a nice little pop there last week and definitely exceeded, you know, I said 97 to 98, but that really pushed through that. So I said, you know, maybe it can get up to 99 now, but that 100 moving average, that area is going to be tough resistance for it. And I don't see it necessarily getting back above that, but you know, it's still holding up for now, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. XLF here. Again, another outside day down. Again, there's still room for this to put in a higher low, but there's a lot of resistance up here as well. And even if you get through that, you got that 100 above that. You still got this big red bar in this breakdown area. So there's a lot of charts coming into resistance as well. You know, again, while we're in that summer period, we can put in higher lows. We can, you know, have these kind of, you know, summer doldrums type patterns. But we also need to respect the fact that we do have some, you know, a lot of charts coming into some pretty heavy resistance. Anyways, so we talked a little bit about crude, you know, kind of just a pause day there. Nothing really too new to add. It's still kind of just chopping inside of this red bar. So nothing really too new to add there. XLE also inside of the candle from Friday. So again, just a little bit of a pullback candle. XOP and OIH also holding up okay for the time being here. So again, nothing really too new to add there. Nat gas did come in again. So it got a nice bounce yesterday, immediately got reversed. It does have me a little intrigued here as you're coming into this trend line, which stretches back to 2021. So last year, and a pretty good trend line. It's been a good area of both support and resistance. So, and you got that 50 and that 20 moving average kind of converging right in this range. So we'll see what we get here. You know, it could be a good bounce level right in this area, but it's really got to get there tomorrow for me to really be interested in it at the time, you know, for the time being. But nice little sell-off there for Natty. And then dollar index here. We talked about that 50 moving average. We're going to come into that, and that would be support. We got a nice pop here off the lows. So we'll see what kind of a move we get here. It should get a little bit of a bid, which, you know, is going to push, you know, put pressure on gold. Again, we talked about that coinciding with the 50 moving average as well, and this kind of breakdown area. So a nice reversal there for gold. GDX also came in off the highs here. We did sell half of our GDX though for a nice 7% gain today. So another winner in the books there. But that did come right off the highs here. We sold that 2770 and, you know, ended up topping out not long after that here. You can see the nice little pop there in the morning, and then that little rollover there into the afternoon. So gold stocks did come in. Silver, same kind of deal, pulling back off that 50 moving average. You see the same thing on platinum, 50 moving average, and palladium also pretty sharp reversal there as well, rejecting that trend line and back below the 200 and 100 moving average now, as well as copper here. Copper can still get another little leg up here, though. I do like this for a higher low. It's just way oversold, and a lot of the time, you know, you get those kind of ABC up moves after being in that oversold condition, but nice little pullback there for spot copper. And then lastly here, so Bitcoin, again, just kind of looks like everything else equity-wise, so nice up move and then kind of just a pullback inside bar. Again, still like Ether a little bit better. Ether is actually green right now and it's holding that 20 moving average. So I like this for a move, possibly up to that, you know, 19 to 2000 area. So Ether is holding up well, and, you know, Bitcoin's holding up okay as well. You know, looks like it should hold that 20 moving average here. And again, these are kind of, you know, again, just bullish pullback patterns, much like what we're seeing here on the triple Qs and on the SPY. So again, nothing's really changed. Still expecting, you know, a little bit more room for some upside here. There's a little bit more time on the clock, but again, we're getting into a period where we got to be kind of careful here and definitely not overload ourselves with our trades. Anyways, guys, gonna wrap it up here. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. Get in while you can before tomorrow and lock in that price. Anyways, gonna wrap it up here. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.